as more heroes have kind of come into captain's mode, there are more options to kind of deal with them, and the play style has sort of just fallen off. It's not a rat Dota kind of a patch, nearly like it was, 3-4 patches ago. But I feel like Empires have a lot of tools to deal with it. Wisp Tiny is pretty good against Furion. You see him ratting in, you sneak into the tree line behind him, and then all of a sudden you're getting blown up by a big Tiny with a Whomping Willow. Feels like a very brave pick here from Lions.
I think they're picking it to actually use it in the first 10 minutes of the game for the early ganks. Okay. Using it with like a Witch Doctor AA with Chilling Touch. There's a lot of killing potential, so I feel if they're not picking for that, then I'm with you. I don't think the Rat Dota is not going to happen against the blinks of a Tide, a Centaur, and the Wisp plus Tiny relocate. So I feel like if you're picking something like the Prophet here, it's entirely to have him be active early on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing that I know I always overlook is those like level 3, level 4 teleports to turn around a fight in another lane is pretty damn important.
So it sounds like both these teams have qualified for Kiev, regardless of outcome. They're just fighting for the #1 seed.
Okay, is that the update from the Starladder admins? Well, is that the way
the players seem to be saying that? They seem to both be. They said Sia and Kiev nonetheless. So.
Oh, okay. So they know how the tiebreaker.
I think both teams won the head-to-head against the other teams, having beaten. Okay. Both teams beat Secret, Empire with a default win. Lions just beating Secret. I think both teams beat VP Polar as well as whoever
so
that last
they're
team was.
the natural kind of victors here. Okay, well that's
they're
cool.
Battling for first and second seed.
Yeah. All right, very cool. So Lajons, Team Lions going to Kiev. That is fun.
They're also going to China. They're going to the I-League Land Finals.
Yeah.
These guys are making it big.
I'm happy to see Era doing well. I recognize quite a few of the other players from the Han days, but Era on Fnatic and all the nonsense that happened with TI4. Glad to see him making a recovery and coming back strong into the competitive scene. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, Parko, let's introduce some rosters here. Radiant side, we've got Team Lions. It'll be Handskin on the Ancient Apparition. He'll be joining Era on the Slark in the safe lane. Mid, it'll be Seal Kid here on the Witch Doctor. Ape Mother will be on the Brewmaster. And that leaves us with Jonas. He's on the Nature's Prophet, and he will just sack that off lane, rocking that Ohio set. I think you and I have had this conversation, but big fans of the set, not fans of the Trian, and as I'm looking at that, there's a fight in the mid lane. Uh-oh. Ape Mother going heavy onto Resolution and Aloha Dance, but nope, no first blood.
Ooh, well, quickly introduce the dire side. Team Empire in the offlane will send Yoki on the Tide Hunter. Mid lane's going to be the Wisp, Tiny dual lane, Aloha Dance, and Resolution pairing up. We're going to see the Silencer played by Resolut1on, and then Centaur up top be played by Silent. Quelling Blade first for him, very just counter profit item, and help him last hit a bit too, so why not? He doesn't need the South Shield, he's not even up against any hero in lane.
Yeah, that's, we've seen some teams prioritizing the safe lane Centaur, and it feels a little weird, but it's actually pretty damn good. In a situation like this, you can expect a pre-10-minute blink pretty much guaranteed, especially with that Quelling Blade. And I think we've all seen what can happen when a Centaur gets that free farm and starts to control a game. We'll see down bottom the teleport in from the Furion canceled. He'll channel it further back as Yoki maybe in a little trouble.
Needs a TP. There we go.
And Cold Feet will not come out in time. No problemo. He makes it back to the well, and Yoki will live.
Yep.
A little victory there. Jonas did rotate down, does not have a TP, so that will pull him into kind of an awkward position.
Yeah, I guess he's jungling anyway. He can just take the next jungle camp. But yeah
it's not too bad.
Slow down his farm a bit.
Not the free farm he's looking for.
He'd love to go for like a courier snipe or something early on, which he could have maybe done, but that's not going to happen now with the TP on cooldown and the courier headed back to base. So
yep.
I think Empire just with the slightly more stable lanes, with Tide actually in the off lane, contesting the farm, getting a bit out of the lane, Centaur free farming the fast blink. So for Lions, they're also going to have a slower level 6 on 8 Mother because he's in this dual lane mid. So this is it does mean the Wisp Tiny don't dominate him and 8 Mother can CS a bit, but having a slower level 6 means it takes a bit longer before he can look to move around and use that ultimate.
Yeah, I think this laning stage is looking pretty good for Empire as long as they can avoid beating this mid lane. Resolution will get isolated here as the cast goes flying around, but one avalanche will keep him okay and makes it back to the tower. So mid lane, sort of a wash. Tiny and Brew farming pretty comparatively, a 2-on-2. Centaur, of course, racking up the free farm in the safe lane, and ahead of Era. Tide's done a good job staying up right in their faces and, pulling Handskin to focus on harassing, but has pulled Era's attention off the creep wave and, in general, doing a bit better than this Nature's Prophet is like.
Yep, you just get naked smash off here or there, goes for the kill once, something is still harder. Nice bit of play here. 8 Mother in the mid lane. Tossed under the tower. This looks like a first blood.
Yeah, Cass flies out, and well, anticlimactic as he dies to the Dire, but what a setup from Resolution. And again, the toss back onto Seal Kid. Not enough mana for a stun this go around, but
Aloha Dance could give it to him. He just bottle. Where's the tether bottle?
There's the Wisp Spirits. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't need to sit charge. And some sticks. Ooh. Resolution. All right, he's going to be all right here.
Oh, God.
Close call.
He should have just bottled to give him the stun mana. Aloha Dance playing a bit crazy there, but
actually, I don't know why he was saving it.
I think he maybe just. I'm guessing he didn't notice because that made no sense. But at the end of the day, they get the 2 kills and well played.
It's a big trade.
There was a kill on Tide while that was going on. I did not see what happened there. But
yeah, I was looking at the mid. So all right, Yoki will get taken out. Looks like just maybe Eric caught him with a pounce.
Yep.
You know, you've got Handscan here. He does have 2 points in the cold feet, so all it takes, I guess. Still, very cheeky from Resolution, though. You'll see Wisp Tiny pick up kills, but not that often on the back of a toss into a tower like that. It takes some kind of unique positioning to make it happen. Glad I caught it.
And this mid lane, fantastic start now. Aloha Dance, he's working on an urn. He's going to have it pretty quickly. And everything just looking good. Did someone just cancel a TP top? I think I thought I saw someone try TP top. Maybe I'm seeing things. It's early.
Oh,
so we're getting that Christmas recovery.
The Christmas recovery, yeah. So, Eris Slark, he's kind of low on last hits right now, it feels like. Only 23. You're just going to compare it to the Centaur, who is actually free farming. It's still quite the disparity. 8 Mother picks up a Haste Rune, fill up his bottle, gets a little aggressive here in the mid, but Eris just, I don't know. I don't see this Slark being a really huge threat. That assist will help, but even just glancing at net worth, he is... I just worry about the pain this Centaur is going to bring. That is some serious tempo control in that Silent will have.
Going in bottom lane again on the Tide. TP out. It's going to... Cold Feet won't proc in time, but that damage, ooh, close. Need one or two more right.
Watermelon, and again, pulls Jonas into the lane, and they'll just pick up a TP scroll. Meanwhile, on the top, Silent and Always Want to Fly already moving into the tower. They've got the meat wagon, a couple of ranged creeps, and they'll get it pretty low off this push. Lions
they'll get it unless they
have a TP in. It's just the profit, though.
They don't. It's going to get down. Okay, it's going to get down to deny range, so they're going to go for this.
I think they'll commit. Yeah, with the siege creep, they can do it a lot.
Centaur's pulling.
A lot easier. So. All right, there's your glyph. Buys him some time. Standard build from the Centaur, maxing the double edge.
Misses the last hit. It's costly. Oh, not costly, but it could have been another couple under for his play.
Costly mistake.
They've lost
Centaur.
Yep. Empire count him out. Missed the tower last hit. But he's gonna have like 6-7 play.
Yep. That's about what you would expect when he's racking up these CS. I really like that he called the audible to get the Quelling Blade. You almost never see that on a Centaur, but in this situation, it just makes perfect sense.
I mean, Tiny on the move. They want to... Okay, Silkid going to insta-TP. That's not move, but...
Thinking about it, how much do they want to rotate here? Tiny and Wisp are only level 5, so no relocate. Have to be very careful about their movements. Wisp will have the urn on the way, and Tiny, he's got his power treads up, leveling up that toss.
There's also a Stampede, it's the kind of other scary thing. So you go for a kill, there's the potential just to save a teammate or even help get a kill yourself if you're Team Empire with this. This Tide has just crushed this offline. Like, this is just... sure, he's TP'd away and had to spend 200 gold on TPs and he died once, but I would say he's essentially won this offlane as far as doing more, getting more out of the lane than he should, slowing down Era's farm, forcing them to go on him and living most of the time. Like, this is ideal scenario for a Tide right now. He's even got Ancient Stacks to pull back on.
He's pulled a lot of attention in that bottom lane, as we talked about. Oh, finally, Initiation Resolution goes in. Okay, hit by a clap. Always want to fly, roll, rotate over. The coconut's bouncing back and forth, and yeah, that is one cute little little counter there. The Witch Doctor and his coconut's pretty good against Wisp tethers. Oh, Aloha Dance tethers to the low ground. Okay, playing with my heart there.
And Silent at top, he wants these big neutrals here. Careful! I'm glad I caught that one. His Tranquil Boots is still on the ground too.
Oh my god. There's no one up here. This is one of those games where, kind of wish you didn't sack the off lane.
I'm watching him, I saw him double edge, I'm like, okay, he's struggling to kill this one bottom lane.
Relocate coming on to Yoki. He's 5, so there is not a Ravage yet, but Resolution is hungry. And Handscan has just what Resolution needs. There are some brown boots here on the AA, but Avalanche will catch him, tosses his buddy Slark in for good measure, and Era forced to pounce back to safety as they relocate back towards the mid lane. So Empire just a 1-for-0 out of it. Nice little trade there, and Centaur, does he get his boots back?
Boots.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't need this camp. Let's get some revenge. This time he's not even bothering, like, trying to be fancy, drop his Trencools, whatever it may be.
Oh, Bruce split in the mid lane. Tiny isolated by the Tornado. Aloha Dance trying to make it out here. Fire Panda will actually die to the tower, and this will not be a successful rotation. Resolution with a lot of mana. Toss forward. 8 Mothers certainly going to go down. And Resolution gets another one up on the scoreboard. Now Lions in retreat. There's your Stampede from the Centaur. Negative earn on a Handskin. Seal Kid comes in, throws out a cast, but Resolution with the stun toss back. Voodoo Restoration keeps him alive, but not long enough. Now Big Bad Brad's joining the party. Double-edged stun onto Jonas. And it is a bloodbath here in the mid. Now Era joins the party, uses the Shadow, the ultimate there, the Shadow Dance. Oh, he couldn't get it off. Oh, no, he dies. Handskin goes down again. They just keep TPing in here, Gods and Empire, racking up the kills. Oh, 8 Mother, he's back. He's hungry for more. Line him up and knock him down. Empire going to commit for it. 8 Mother dies again. 9-2, 9 minutes in, all of a sudden Empire, without conceding a single casualty, pick up some huge momentum. That was a full 5-man wipe.
And 2 deaths on Brewmaster. It was like, can it make it 6? They just went in one by one, and guess what? That's into a silencer who now suddenly has 12 stolen intel.
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, you're in trouble.
Oh gosh, that was awful. That was just one of the worst ways to take a fight at the 10-minute mark, I think. Lions could have gone for there. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I think you look at, like,
even without a Ravage too.
Yeah, no Ravage needed. Centaur, nice time to rotate in, and things looking really good here for Empire. I think Lions just need to, like, you look at most kind of safe lane slacks when they go this Midas build, like Black does it a lot, Kuro's done it a bit. You don't actually go and fight. Like, even when you get your Trench Midas, fighting is not something you want to do. You have to wait till you have your Blinker Shadow.
Oh my gosh, it's another disaster here in the bottom. They will get the kill on Silent. Yoki with a decent Ravage, but the follow-up just isn't there. Empire with reinforcements on their way. Wisp tethers to the tide. Now always want to fly. Dropping the hammer on the Witch Doctor. The Wisp balls are there, and, well, they don't smell good. Jonas, he'll try to TP out. That's not going to happen. And once more, Empire clean it up and get another series of kills. I think that one was a 3-for-1. Slark lives, but yeah, very minor victory.
More intel still. This silencer racking it up. I somehow didn't get intel for the Witch Doctor kill. I don't know how that happened. Weird.
Oh, Era. He does not have an ultimate here. He's silenced. Already used the pounce, and
all right,
that was a pretty easy pick off.
16 intel stolen. Okay, let's transition. Always want to fly into a carrier.
Yeah, you might as well. He's got a bracer. Oh, mid lane, initiation onto 8 Mother. Resolution comes in. Silent blinks forward with a double edge. Panda had the split, but couldn't get it off in time. 14-3. Could be a quick game 2.
Yeah, that is... This game going very poorly for Lions, and I mean, talked about a bit during the draft, like the proper pick just not really doing too much, went straight jungle, and we've seen very little out of Jonas, and just all the lanes really falling apart, I'd say. Like, not even picks aside, they've just been outplayed.
Relocate onto Jonas. Silence setting it up and tosses that big particle ball forward and gets another one. Let's take a gander at the graphs here, and yep, about 10,000 gold, 7,500 experience going the way of Empire. Tiny feeling the benefits of that taxi service as he heads back mid, has his drums up, and well, that Wampin' Willow is on the way. Point booster and Ogre Club already secured.
Yeah, so Tide probably going to go farm this big Ancient stack now, get his Blink Dagger up, and from here, Empire have so much control over any team fight with the Blink Centaur and the Blink Tide. Got the Ravage for the team fight, the Centaur just for like the single pickoffs, and Era's in full catch-up mode on his Slack. He's just going to now pick up his treads when he had this Midas a good 3-4 minutes ago. So he's died twice since buying this Midas. This is not ideal for a Slack.
Yeah, certainly not ideal. Maybe a little bit of hope for recovery, but this will be one of these games where, sure, Era now has a farming tool. He can start to recover, but what about everyone else? Ancient Apparition is finally found his 6, as has the Witch Doctor. So 2 key ultimates that could help turn things around a little bit. Jonas looks like he's going for a recovery Midas also, but I'm not sure this is the kind of game you want to go double Midas. Yoki will get caught out here trying to do the Ancients, and oh no, just shy of the Blink Dagger. He's not going to be able to get it in time. They will jack the last of his Ancient stacks, but now a compromising position perhaps. Silencer comes in, makes him with a Curse of the Silent. The rest of Lions on the way. Ravage is available with Tides up, and that's in about 20 seconds. Jonas initiated on by Silent. Cold Feet fly through, and he'll just get tossed into the road a bit. Handskin wants the TP out. He'll get stunned and brought down, and End of the day, they'll trade their Tide for 2 kills, lose their Ancients, but still not too bad for Empire.
Yeah, not too bad for Empire. They know it's warded on this. Actually, it's been dewarded already, or I think the ward just expired. That little cliff ward just sees so much and punishes the Tide, but end result's still okay for Empire. They're going to have a slightly slower Tide blink, but overall, the big picture, things are looking fantastic.
Definitely. Silencer still not really getting much farm priority. Looks like they won't transition him anytime soon, but always want to fly with some power treads on the horizon. It would seem Yogi now back down to 400 away from his blink. They'll find Seal Kid in the jungle, another relocate. Finds a kill on Seal Kid, and the unstoppable streak continues for Resolution. That puts Tiny now 6-0-8 and only 150 gold short of his Aghanim Scepter.
And Lions can maybe pressure this top tower. They don't have to worry about the relocate for now. Although any TP from Centaur or Tide will probably deter them from committing to it, but makes it a bit of a tower trade, which is when you're in Lion's position, you'll take that. Wisp, Lion's Handskin can't cancel his TP.
Yeah, nothing a little Wisp can do. Just watches him hop out. Jonas trying to split push here best he can. Gets a glyph forced out on this tier 1 tower as Resolution rotates up. Can't find Jonas, and blast on the way. Resolution, he gets clipped by it, but will secure the deny on the tower. Aloha Dance pokes it, and that is an Aghanim's on the way here on bottom lane.
Slink hooks on bottom lane. Jonas may just get solo kill here.
Funky lag spikes there. Silent coming back in, trying to give him the axe. Seal Kid is silenced, and, well, they can't lock down Silent quite yet, and they indeed do make it happen. A 1-for-1. Good for Lions. Sark gets the kill, so we'll...
Yeah, very good for Lions.
A little bit of gold going his way, and if Era's going for that blink, he's not that far off.
Those are the kind of trades which will slowly get Lions a little bit back into this game, so you gotta be careful. Your Team Empire.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think Prophet, borders Midas, so he did buy it before he died, so he's going to be back and just get to use that right away. Didn't actually miss out on buying it in time.
Yep, looks like it's on the courier here. Touchline. Mid lane, Yoki holding the high ground, thinking about a rotation. I think he just got scattered out by that Ice Blast, though. Yeah, sure did. Got himself a Ravage. He wants to use it. He'll have to save it for another day.
Yeah, Lions deward their jungle, getting back some map control right now, and
every time you say Lions, I hear Alliance.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's me, you, or a combination of both.
I mean, these players have been like standing in for Alliance,
practically on Alliance.
Yeah. If you look at who Alliance has had play for them this Starladder season, I feel like some of these players, Jonas as well as Ape Mother, played as many games for Alliance as they have for Lajons.
Yeah, that's a true statement. Well, this tiny set's pretty cool. The Whomping Willow, it's like a fiery tree. It's kind of neat. Looks like some petrified wood or something. Kind of cool.
It's the Empire set, okay.
Yeah. The face looks a little derpy, but the club of the igneous stone, I'd say, looks like pretty badass. He looks like he's got a jack-o'-lantern face. Big doughy jack-o'-lantern. Mid tier 1 tower gets taken out, putting that branch to good use as Tiny starts whomping on the structures. Also finds his level 11, so grow that much more potent. Meanwhile, his teammates in the bottom group it up for another tier 1 tower push. The last of the outer towers, or tier 1 towers for Lions. They've got a glyph, but I don't think they'll be saving this one.
This is probably just throwaway. But at level 11 Tiny now with an Ag Scepter, this is where Empire have a pretty big lead. Brewmaster's still working on that blink as well. Ape Mother's had a pretty sad game here in the mid lane against the Wisp Tiny.
Yeah, 1-4. And unfortunately, Brew's just not one of those heroes that you can easily say, yeah, just add a +1 and then we'll do this 2-on-2 dual mid thing. That'll be great. That is way better for Tiny Wisp than it is for Brew +1, and Brew Witch Doctor just... He needs that experience, man.
Yeah, and they just did, I mean, they outplayed him so heavily too with those nice toss backs as well.
That's true.
That was good stuff.
No denying there was there were some big plays made by Resolution. Twitch chat erupted in just a series of R-gods after those plays. Rightfully so. Now, so moving to the tier 2 bottom, Tiny just going as hard as he can in this little window. Will have one creep left. Ape Mother flies in, gets silenced, tossed in the air, and he might get brought down right away. Stampede's used, and that secures the kill. Now Tide comes in, Ravage on 2, Handskin and Era in trouble. Shadow Dance will go off, but Handskin gets left behind, and it's a fast 2-for-0 as Empire look at this tier 2 tower.
That was a sick play from Always Wanna Fly. Doing what was not done by Power Rangers last game. Getting that insta-silence off on the Brewmaster when he blinks in. They were ready for it. They baited that. They wanted Brewmaster to go in then with the blink clap ulti. And you go for the clap before the ulti, and Silencer says all day long, I'll hit that silence. So
yeah, that's one of those kind of ninja nerfs that the Brewmaster's gotten. His cast points are just ridiculous now. They're longer than his D, and it's hard for him to channel that ultimate if you have a silencer with his finger on the trigger. Centaur maybe thinking about a Vanguard here with just a Ring of Health Stout Shield.
Yeah, he's actually got the
there you
Crimson Guard.
Oh.
He's got the Buckler. Okay.
Oh, the buck. Okay, just a
Needs the
recipe off. And
yeah.
he's 700 gold. Yeah, he's basically there.
Good kind of item to get when you want to start pushing high ground. And
Drums out on Always Want to Fly. Maybe the silencer will start to transition to a little more of a carry. 22 stolen in at 18 minutes.
yeah.
Jeez.
And he's going to flank Eric here.
Could be 24. All right, Eric gets aggressive, goes on to Silent. Ice Blast comes in. Silent may shatter here. Uses Stampede to get away. Era will get slowed, not going to be able to pursue the kill. Meanwhile, on the top lane, 8 Mother doing some damage to Aloha Dance. Death Ward's there, and Aloha Dance will mech tether over the tree line. Not enough, as Witch Doctor's still able to finish him off. That's the end of an unstoppable streak. Seal Kid gets a nice pretty penny out of that one.
Yep. Era's still hunting around this bottom lane. He's healed back up with the ultimate, and not an easy kill by any means, but you've got that global potential of the Prophet TP. Ice Blast on cooldown, but one more second and that's back up, so.
Yeah, Era goes on to Always Want to Fly, charges the Dark Pack, Always Want to Fly, stands his ground. Ice Blast will shatter him here. And now Silent on the run. Jonas trying to bring him down.
Yeah, may look to loop around and yeah.
Can you still, on Centaur, can you still deny yourself if you double edge when you're
with the Ice Blast?
The Ice Blast on?
I don't know.
There was a period where, yeah, if you were hit by Ice Blast and the double, like you had less than 400 HP and you double edged, it would count as a suicide and you killed yourself. Like it would say like Silent has committed suicide. Not sure if you can still do that, but it was a fun little like YOLO play you could do, run in, double edge someone, and they don't get any credit for it.
You could also do it with Soul Catcher. That was another cool one.
Yeah, yeah.
If you were Soul Catcher, play the Shadow Demon.
Something tells me that's going to fit this one. You'll see it here. Yeah, right on the Handskin and 8 Mother. Handskin goes down right away. 8 Mother does have a split. Will be able to get it off this time. They'll hold the global silence. Silent. Locked in place.
Yeah, well, it gets relocated out anyway.
Yep.
Even without that, it's just Vanguard Buckler. You're not doing any damage with those brew splits, and
now Tiny's down here, and he's looking at Resolution, or pardon me, the Storms. He's looking at this Panda. He's looking at 8 Mother. He's saying, hey, this could be a kill, but caught in the Cyclone and not going to be able to give him the club.
It seems they're thinking about a Roshan here. They've got numbers by the pit, got Ravage, got Global Silence. I don't see any way Lions can come and contest this, so be pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those, like, sure, they'd like to. I just don't think it's a possibility.
Yeah, I think it gets you my problem. Fighting into Global Silence, Ravage.
Ravage, Global, and then you've got the Centaur and Tiny, the big bruisers in the front lines. Yeah, this is... I think the only way you initiate this is if you hit all 5 with an Ice Blast, and you've got, like, the Witch Doctor hiding in the trees here, ready to drop a big Death Ward, then maybe you've got a chance. So look at the Ice Blast part, but too little too late. Roche has already gone down, and it will be Tiny that picks up the Aegis of the Immortal.
Yeah. Global damage is kind of pesky with the AA plus Prophet. And that I think was part of the reason also to pick the Prophet, just to have that. Even when you fall behind, if you can scout someone out with the Ice Blast, get them nice and low, drop the 2 ultimates at once, and pick off some of these squishier heroes. But they haven't really found anything with that this game. They've got way too far behind.
Well, the issue is Empire don't have a lot of squishy heroes. You basically got Wisp and Silencer, and Wisp, although normally squishy, I mean, look at him. He's got Power Treads, Mech Urn, and just a casual Vit Booster. I would not say he's squishy. Yeah. Silent in the front lines here. Stampede used, charges right in, stun on 2. Handskin and Jonas get locked down. The Global Silence is there. Always Want to Fly will get isolated by Era, but they've already lost their Nature's Prophet. Seal Kid now stuck in the trees. The cast doing a lot of work here as they're locked in place. Mech will be used, and Resolution, well, survives the storm and chops him down. Centaur gets picked off by the Brewmaster as we were watching that, but it's not over yet. Yoki's still holding on to his Ravage, uses it now. Brew able to split through it. Jonas may live here. Nope, not going to happen. Resolution will fall. He's got the Aegis, so he's coming on back. Yoki still with plenty of hit points to spare. Brew still in split form, but needs to be a little bit careful here. He's going back into Panda form in just a second. Yoki, can he hit him with a Gush? Nope, can't get off the Anchor Smash, but on the low ground, Aloha Dance with no way to interrupt the TP.
Yoki had the Yules to cancel that, but couldn't get down there. I think his Blink on cooldown still, so okay-ish fight for Lions, I feel. Like, they didn't really win it, but I thought they were going to get annihilated against the ultis as well as the Aegis that the Tiny had. So just to kind of break even there is probably as good as it gets.
Yeah.
It did cost him a profit buyback, which is where it was a little bit expensive. Not that there's any huge item profit wants, he just wants any item, which he can't.
He really wants the Maelstrom, David, but still a little ways off with all that buyback money. But yeah, you're right. A break even. I mean, Empire, I think they'll be okay with it. And after the back end of this, or off the tail end of that fight, they'll move into this tier 2 tower. Still some obvious momentum. And the nice thing about having a Tiny, it just gives you so much speed. You don't have to win every fight, because after skirmishes like that, you can just go down a lane and take the tower down pretty easily. Silent down bottom will get initiated on, but now they relocate. They'll bring down Ancient Apparition first. 8mother has no split. He's locked in place. He's been brought down. It'll be a 2-0 in the bottom as they abuse the power of that relocate mechanic. Now Yoki in the mid wants to keep his tower safe, can't get the deny. Sets up a Yules onto Era, but he's all by his lonesome without a Ravage. Not where a Tide wants to be. Even a Death Ward committed for this, as they take down the Watermelon. Now Resolution, he's joined the party. Nature's Prophet gets clobbered down, and the rest of the Radiant on retreat. Era on the run, silenced, disarmed, but we'll have a Dark Pact, and I think this Slark is safe.
Yeah, it's only asking the extra bit of movement speed too. I thought I was going to go flying, it doesn't actually land though, so no Rikus coming from Lions. But
still not really. It's another one of these very awkward fights all around the map, but I think Empire coming out way ahead just across the board, and now they'll claim yet another tier 2 tower off it.
So, just objective after objective. Even when Lions have an okay fight, it's not like there's any follow-up towers or any real pressure being applied. They don't have any map control right now. It's Empire who have great vision everywhere, and they keep taking the tower here or there. Even if they lose a hero, and even if it's a key hero, it's still just one step closer time and time again to finishing this game.
Well, looking at the graphs, about 20,000 gold, 15,000 experience. Empire still feeling pretty good in general. Always want to fly. Well, he's going to pay the ultimate price as he shatters up there in the top lane. But bottom, Brew almost caught by an avalanche. 8mother with the quick fingers. He'll blink back to safety, or will he? Resolution still in hot pursuit, but he gets uked. Oh boy.
Breaking ankles. So Sounds picked up the plate mail. He's going to be going for a Shiva's Guard. They've already got the AC on the Tiny, and Tiny has a Daedalus, so more or less that's a Daedalus.
Whoa, Seal Kid. Feeling the hurt of the Centaur. Henskin TPs to the wrong place at the wrong time. They call that the danger zone, my friend. Another easy 2-0 as Empire continue their momentous streak towards the Radiant base. Buyback used on the Ancient Apparition. He'll throw out an Ice Blast, but Tiny chopping away at the tower. No glyph available here. 8mother goes in. They throw out a Global. He gets stunned. Do they have the damage? Yoki's there with the Ravage. But Era BKBs it. He'll be immune, doing as much damage as he can. Now the Witch Doctor also buying back. It's a 5v5. Primal Split will come out. Era getting low, forced to Shadow Dance. Resolution cold-footed and taking the Death Ward, but will weather the storm. About half duration left on the Brew ulti. Witch Doctor, the first casualty here. Wisp stuck inside the Tornado. That'll actually buy him some time as Brew comes back into Panda form and won't have much left. Jonas trying to kite around in the tree line. That won't be successful. They've lost the Wisp, but it's still Empire coming out ahead here. 8mother looking for a chance to blink through the tree line, but Silent interrupts it with a double edge. What a crit! Daedalus out on Resolution, and
possibly getting to that GG point here. That to me was the last hurrah from Lions. They just got the Slark BKB. He used it, and Empire just back off. They've got this Tri-Core who's just so tanky. You look at this Tide Center Tiny on the front lines. They just look beefy. And then between the three of them, they've got some like 6,000 HP. You're not bringing them down during that BKB if you're a Slark. He just doesn't have the damage.
Exactly, and now Lions, they've made a hold which kind of looks good, but it was costly. That's 1, 2, 3 buybacks. Profits is still on cooldown, so they now have 4 buybacks on cooldown. Air is the only one who even has it as a possibility and is short the money. So there is a lot riding on the back of this Slark right now. His net worth is pretty good. He's number 2 overall, very far behind the Tiny, but it's the rest of Lions that are stuck in Strug City, and looks like they're living in the projects.
Well, if Empire want to play this safe, they can wait for next Roche, but
they could. I don't know that they need to, but I think waiting for Ravage Global is about all they need.
I think that's a good plan here. That maybe even like another Tiny's gonna have his Yasha, his Mantis style coming soon, so items galore. for the Empire side.
This is that critical mass. You probably want a Manta, and then last item, look towards either a Butterfly or a Mask of Madness to replace those drums. And either go like the Mask of Madness and like backdoor lane of Barracks and just take him down, or go for the raw damage. Jonas up top. This is what I was picturing in the draft. And it's like, Centaur, Tiny Wisp, really 5th pick and a Furion? I mean, I just don't see him split pushing at all. And he wasn't even that close to the base, still just gets dropped.
Yeah. Alright, in the wrong neighborhood.
Yoki does have a Ravage in about 2. Global Silenced used. Yoki could try to turn this around. Gonna try to wait out the BKB on Era. Forced to use the Ravage before he falls. Era still immune to it. Now always want to fly in an awkward position. Resolution on the back. Let's see if Empire can turn this one around. Whomping down Seal Kid. A double kill for Era out of the gate. Now 8 Mother locked down and crit down by the Resolution. A 2 for 4 as Slark, the lone survivor, leaps away and will TP out, but another disastrous team fight for the Radiant as Empire start making movements towards the base.
Yeah, I don't know if they get Rex now in here, but it's looking pretty good for them. Relocate up in 15. Not that they really need it. Profit. Well, he's going to try to do profit things.
Alright, split push to tier 1. It's something, I guess. But not that he can do a hell of a lot to try and defend Tiny up, and he can cleave down all of his trees in about 2 seconds. So, yeah, mid lane of Barracks will go down. And relocate onto the Prophet. Jonas will be punished.
Well,
he does need to get the tower.
At least he's got his Maelstrom.
At least he's got his Maelstrom. Look at you looking at those positives, Parker. I like that. Uh-oh, now they relocate back. They find Era. Shadow Dance keeps him alive. Pounds out. Will not connect. Now Era in big trouble. BKB used, but the Whomping Willow has the reach of many a tentacle. As it locks down the Slark. Resolution does get cold feet as he's stunned in place, but now with Slark down and no buyback, they've got 60 seconds of field day punishment on this Radiant base.
Probably going to see the game-winning blow here with another lane of Rax, and even if they don't get Megas off this, I think it's still going to be GG. There's just too much.
Tiny. I mean, simply put, at this stage, he's got a buyback available. Huge items. Look how fast he takes down these structures, four-shotting these Barracks. Oh my gosh, 8 Mother. He will still get the split off. Aloha Dance may go down, gets hit by the cast once more. Okay, they get the kill on the Wisp, but at what cost right here? They're going to go back into Broom Mother. Oh my. I like that. Hand scan, now he's going to get picked, as will the Witch Doctor. And that appears to be the end. Resolution goes up to the high ground, even diving the well, showing Jonas, this is my house! And this aggression will not stand in my house. GG is called, and it is Empire, your #1 team in the group stage online portion of Starladder Team America.
Impressive showing from them. They'll go to Starladder with that #1 seed, and that's probably pretty useful. You get to not be in the same, I'm not sure if it's the same format, but if it's that 2 groups of 4, you won't be in the same group as IG, who are the #1 China seed, I believe, so it does help you out a little bit as far as the groups go. So congratulations, Empire. Lions, though, they're still going to Kiev. They, I believe, have the #2 seed according to what the Starladder ad.